Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.
This is Kimar Roach, and I listen to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast.
Welcome, people. Here we are, game 27. Game 27. Guyana Amazon Warriors versus the Saint Lucia Kings. It's a must-win. It's certainly a must-win for the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Saint Lucia Kings could afford to lose. In fact, both teams can afford to lose, but Guyana really need to win. St. Lucia can afford to lose in so much as they would then have a straight shootout versus the Talawars in the final game of the group stages for both teams. You would assume then that the winner of Kings versus Talawars would then go through to the final four. Guyana on 5 points. They were helped today earlier on by TKR losing to St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots. So the Patriots are done. 10 games, 8 points. It's very unlikely the Patriots will go through on 8 points. You have to assume that one of Trinidad or Guyana will pass them, although it's possible that that doesn't take place. Lots and lots of different permutations. So let's just work on the basis that Guyana don't win today. In fact, actually, I need to double check myself because Guyana, I think, have 3 games after. 1 second, people. I need to work out if Guyana have played 7 games or 6. I swear it's only 6, 7, right. So let's just work on the permutations of why Guyana have to win today. If Guyana lose today, they will have 2 games left with 4 points to make up. Basically, if they lose, then the game against TKR probably becomes a winner-takes-all game. Even if they win, the game against TKR might become a winner-takes-all game. So I said this last night when doing the Guyana versus Talawars game that essentially Guyana versus Trinidad looks like a knockout game to me. But more so if Guyana lose, then it's definitely a knockout game. Obviously, Guyana still have to play Barbados as well, so they have to. The equation is simple. Guyana just have to keep winning. If they keep winning, they're through. If they lose a game, then it starts to get sticky. For the Kings, if they win today, they're into the final four. They'd need some kind of mathematical meltdown to not be in the final four. So they know a win today gets them in. If they lose today, then they will need to beat the Talawars. The Talawars already need to beat the Kings in their final game. So lots and lots of permutations on the line. Mara Shepherd has taken the new ball. 3 balls in. And the Kings are 1 without loss. Just going through the teams for those who don't know. Where are we? You should already see him in the chat. So the Warriors are unchanged from yesterday. Last time I was on the live, I think Jamaica were 40-something for 1 in the power play. And I said that Guyana should go on to win the game, which they did. But it was much, much closer than it needed to be. I don't know. Faf unleashes a big shot and gone. Shepherd strikes. 4 balls in. Strikes in the power play. It's Faf who's out. He doesn't get enough on it. He tries to shovel it. Oh, it's not Faf. Is that Mark Dale? Sorry, people. It's Mark Dale. I think it's Mark Dale. All I saw was a left-hander, and I just assumed it was Faf. Who is that? Is it Lug or Dale? What's it? Oh, it's Dale. Dunce shot from Dale. He tries to fetch it a bit. Tries to launch it. Gets nothing on it. Gone. If you're wondering where Johnson Charles is, he picked up an injury in the Kings' last game, and Dayal has not been up to the task, and the Kings are 1 for 1. Anyways, the team, Hemraj, Gurbaz, Hope, Shakib, Hetmeyer, Shepherd, Odin, Chemo, Gudakesh Jr., Imran. So unchanged from yesterday. And then the Kings, no Johnson Charles due to injury. So Dale, who's just got out, Faf, Dick Weller, Hose, Chase. Akeem August is in, actually. I wonder who he's coming for. I need to go and look. August, Vice, or Visa, Primus, Joseph, Ford, Javar Raw. Javar Raw's in as well. Obviously, Javar Raw has come in because they need a spinner. I think Hakeem. So Javar Raw will have come in for Kesrick Williams. Hakeem August. Let me go see who this guy's coming for. 1 second, people. Hakeem has come in for Larry Edwards. So Edwards and Williams are out. And Edwards and Williams are out, and Royal and Augusta in. It's weird because you look at that Kings team and I don't understand how they're in the top 4. That team is weak. Obviously, Johnson Charles has had a stellar tournament, top run scorer in the tournament. But you look at that side, pound for pound, money for money, it's weak. But Charles has had a stellar tournament, and Alzari Joseph has had a stellar tournament. And then around those two, who've been the kind of best in the tournament at the bowling and batting end, everyone else has just kind of contributed. So Faf's contributed from time to time. Roshan Primus has contributed from time to time. David Visa's contributed from time to time. So they've just kind of muddled their way through a bit. And they've got 2 games, one against tonight versus the Warriors, one versus the Talawars. They know that 1 win from 2, and they're pretty much in the final 4. Right, who's taking the second over? Junior Sinclair, it looks like. So let's see what the comments are saying. Yeah, Junior Sinclair takes the thing. I actually slept for 2 hours before this, but sometimes when you sleep for long before this, you're even more tired than if you got no sleep. But Dick Weller fetches it outside the off stump and pulls that down to man at long off even 1 run. Yeah, sometimes you're more tired because you have to get to grips with waking up. Anyways, Aaron says Guyana are going to dominate today. Sachin's in the live. Good night. Javid's in the live. Yep, we're still in Twitter jail. No sign of coming out. We've been done properly dirty. Javid says Guyana are going to hold a big L. I don't know. I think Guyana are favourites today, to be honest. Worth pointing out that Kings won the toss and chose to bat. So they must feel like they're going to get more grip and turn in the second innings. Worth noting that earlier today, when TKR lost yet again, that the Patriots won and they batted first. I just need to know who won the toss in that game, actually. Who won the toss in that game? I swear TKR won the toss. I think TKR won the toss and opted to field first. So anyways, the side... the side batting first won that game earlier on. I don't know if that's played a role in what Faf has decided to do. Dick Weller comes down the track and there's no one there, straight 4. I don't rate Junior Sinclair, you know. He's all right, but I don't think he's anything particularly special. I think Kevin Sinclair played earlier on, actually, for the Patriots. I missed that. Did he get drafted in late on? For anyone who watched that game, I didn't watch it. Did he get drafted in like late on or something? Dick Weller fetches that one again, plays for the lack of turn, and sweeps that for 4 runs. So back-to-back 4s in this over. Right, so we started this live with 3,228 subscribers. We want to get up to... Dick Weller goes for the sweep again outside The off stump doesn't connect this time, and that's 10 off the over, and the Kings are 12 for 1. Yeah, so this, what do we want? What do we want at the end of this live? We start with 3,228 subscribers. Let's try and get to, obviously we're on the road to 4K, but by the end of this live, I want 3,260 subscribers, which means that we need 32. Can we get 32 subscribers by the end of this live? Let's see. Yeah, you know, and up the likes, share, subscribe, Caribbean Cricket Podcast, all that jazz. Jan says, hi, just got on. Big up, Jan. Pleasure to have you in the live, Jam. I presume you're a Guyana fan. Maybe you're a Saint Lucia fan. Who knows? Swish from Faf. And that's another 4. Down to deep mid-wicket. And Faf gets his first boundary of the night. Yo says the scores in Guyana so far: 156, 120, 178, 166, 163, 156. Yeah, I've got nothing to say about the surface. I don't know if it's as true as those scores suggest they are, but you can only go by the scores. Straight back down the ground by Faf. Is there anyone there to cover that? No, it's another 4. So 4 4s in the last 5 balls. Kings moved to 24 for 1. Jan is a St. Lucia fan. Big up all the St. Lucians. Yeah, Javid, that's the point I would make. As much as Yo has showed those scores, now break down those scores by runs against spin versus runs against pace. And I think that's where people would possibly have an issue. Let's not forget that yesterday, before Guyana got to 178, they were 98 for 7. As soon as the Pacers came on at the end, and even when Brandon King scored his fantastic 100 yesterday, granted he was brilliant against spin as well, but it's pace where the wickets are coming. I mean, where the runs are coming. That Jamaican bowling at the Death yesterday was some of the worst bowling I've seen in the tournament for the whole tournament. Sachin, the episode, the second part to my pops is, and Faf pulls that one. Again, there's no one out there. It's another 4. That's now 5 4s in the last 7 balls, and the Kings are 28 for 1. Sorry, 24 for 1. I thought it was 28. That one. And again, no one out there. It's another 4. That's the 6th 4 in the last 8 balls. Shepherd has been licked down for 16 runs in the second over. There's still one more ball to go. That's just touch and timing, to be fair. So 6 4s in the last 8 balls for the Kings. All of a sudden, it's 28 for 1. Raining 4s here. Faf is 18 off 9. Dick Weller 10 off 6. 10 off 6. And Faf works that one into the leg side for 1. And that's the end. It's the end of the over, end of the third over. 17 runs off it. I guess Guyana will turn to spin full time in a minute. That's two overs of pace from Shepherd. They'll be probably spinning for a while now with Guyana. Kings are 29 for 1. Sunil Pierre says, Warriors all the way. 27 of you in the live. Like, share, subscribe. Again, I can't advertise these watch-alongs on Twitter to our 10.3K followers, 10,300 followers, because we're still in Twitter jail. Twitter won't free us up. I did that appeal on Monday. I appealed on Monday. It's Friday tomorrow, and we still haven't been freed out of Twitter jail. Flipping ridiculous. Anyways, Imran Tahir is into the attack 4th over. Yesterday, I got to bed at 10 past 4 in the morning yesterday. I was so vexed. You see, when I woke up this morning, anyways, you don't even want to know. When my alarm went off 1 hour and 50 minutes later, I was in the matrix. I was just cussing. I was cussing and saying, nah, done with CPL, done with this. Imagine the match is finishing at 10 past 4 in the morning. Or listen, Guyana Spinners and Saint Lucia Spinners, just hurry up and get this match done. I want to be in bed by 3:20 today. So, Kings 30 for 1. Tahir back in. Dick Vela brings out the sweep again, just as well he connected, because if he didn't, that was probably plum, 1 run. 37 of you in the like the video, subscribe to the video, to the channel even. The target for subscribers today is 3,270. We are currently on 3,200 and did I say 3,000? No, I think I said 3,260. We're currently on 3,230. So 30 more subscribers to go to get to the target for today. Big up everyone in the live. Make sure you press like as well. Yes, Brandon did carry the Talawars yesterday. I think obviously good win for the Warriors yesterday. I think the only real bad thing for the Warriors yesterday with that win is it didn't help. If you make 178, and hear me out, Warriors fans, if you make 178, it's not just about winning. The win's the win. But the other thing in the back of your mind is the run rate. Now, if the Warriors' position comes down to a run rate finish, they could well regret having not pummeled Jamaica. Obviously, Brandon King played a fantastic innings. But if I get 178, I'm expecting a big net run rate victory there. And I think the Warriors just missed a trick. Driven through the covers there by Faf du Plessis. That's another 4. He moves to 25 off 13. Warriors moves to 37 for 1. One more ball of the 4th over to go. Fafi's seeing it like a football out there. Sachin, I'm in school tomorrow, but I've got no lessons tomorrow, so I'm not as bothered about the situation for tomorrow. Down the wicket from Faf and well fielded by Imran Tahir. And that's the end of the 4th over. Was that a drop? Oh, sugar, that might have been a drop, people. Let me just see that one again. Hetmeyer's got his hands on his head like Tahir dropped that. Let me see that again. Oh, well, luckily he's gone to an advert, so I can't see him. Right, so I've only got 3 more lives watch-alongs to do before I can finally stop all this. So just an update in terms of what's happening next on our channel. There's a live watch-along on Sunday, Guyana versus Barbados. So I'll see you lot then. Then I'm doing the 2 watch-alongs for the eliminators. So the first eliminator on Tuesday, which will be 3rd versus 4th. Then the second qualifier. Then the qualifier. Wait. No. I must be missing something. So the eliminator on Tuesday. I don't even know which eliminator that is. Well, it brings out a big shot. Plugs in the outfield for 1 run. Junior Sinclair fields that off the boundary. Then I'm doing qualifier number 2 on the Wednesday. And then that's me done. I will not be doing a watch-along for the final. I'll just be watching the game. No watch-along. Because I just want to enjoy my life at that point. It's been a long, long month of watch-alongs. So the second qualifier will be my final watch-along of CPL next Wednesday. Can't wait. Then we start to get ready for World Cup season. Right, so 3 balls of the 5th over bowled. It's Shakib Al Hassam, who has got the 5th over, bowling his darts. Faf manages to rock back and connect to that one. And again, it's down to deep mid wicket, 4 runs. Faf moves to 29 off 17 balls, 42 for 1. Five off the over, 2 more balls to go of the 5th over. Faf goes big. Faf goes big. That's a 6. Again, down to deep mid wicket. Once again from Faf du Plessis or even Cal Corner. It's a big 6. Faf moves to 35 off 18. And, well, this is why he must have opted for Kings to bat first, because he is maximizing the power play. One more ball left of the 5th over. What's Shakib going to do? 11 off the over. 11 off the over so far. And Faf drives that to the man at the end of the perimeter. No run. That's the end of the 5th over. Kings 48 for 1. Very good power play thus far. Sufyan, will I be doing watch-alongs for the World Cup? Yes. When are the games again? So the first World Cup game is Monday the 17th. That starts at 5 o'clock. So I'll probably do... Yeah, I'll do at least the first innings of that West Indies versus Scotland game. Won't do a watch-along for West Indies versus Zimbabwe. I'll be at work. And then Ireland, West Indies, I'll probably do a watch-along for the first innings of that game. And then if we are then in the World Cup, like if we qualify, then I'll do some more watch-alongs. But evidently, what I've noticed about these watch-alongs is... I'm not saying that our YouTube channel is going to become a watch along channel. I do want to get back to doing like cuss out videos and so on and so forth. So my plan is to certainly when West Indies start playing again and if we ever get our Twitter handle back, is to do reaction shows. Like I want to bring back or make a regularity. So I want to make the watch alongs a regularity, and I want to add into the kind of schedule of shows now, like a reaction video show after a day's play or a match, whatever. So, like the cuss out shows, maybe make them live, etc. But watch this space for that, because I don't even know, to be honest. Erin, have I watched the Al Jazeera thing yet? No, I've watched the 3-minute clip of it. Has it actually? I thought it was tomorrow that they're airing it. So I won't have time to watch it properly till tomorrow. None of it surprises me whatsoever. So I was you lot didn't come for the politics, but that's what you're going to get. I was a Labour member between Dick Weller tries to bring out some kind of crazy ramp shot, gets nothing on that. That's a dot. It's old Dean Smith who's bowling the last over of the last over of the power play, I should say. 49 for 1, current run rate 9.48. Yes, I was a Labour member between 2016 and when did I rip up my membership? 2016. I think I was a member from 2016 to 2020. I think as soon as Starmer was announced as the leader, I ripped up my membership and resigned because I knew what was coming next. That's well fielded by Chemo Paul on the perimeter. Nearly tries to enact a run out as well. Great piece of fielding. They run through for 1. And that's the 50 up in the power play. Was that a no ball? 1 second. No, it's fine. Oh, it is a no ball. So it's a great piece of fielding by Chemo Paul. Nearly affects the run out, but Dean Smith has actually bowled. No, is that a no ball? Doesn't look like a no ball to me. That doesn't look like a no ball to me. I suspect the umpire has seen the leg slide out the popping crease and then declared the no ball. But that's not a no ball. If you go by the rules, that shouldn't be a no ball. Oh, what? So no one's overturning it? Oh no, they've said it's a no ball. I think that's a teeth. That's not a no ball. So what's going on here? Wait. What's going? Oldin's struggling here a bit now to try and find his groove and his mojo, for having been told that was a no ball. Who's right? Faf brings out a scoop, and it's 6. It's a ramp. It's a scoop. Call it what you want, but it's a 6. It's a 6 over fine leg. Faf moves to 41 of 20. This is how you maximize a power play, people. Whether it was a no ball or whether it wasn't a no ball, you still have to, rightly or wrongly, you still have to try and execute, irrespective of whether it was a teeth out decision or not. And Odin lost his head there, and Faf has maximized on it. There's still 4 balls to go of the power play over. That might be a wide. Is it called a wide? Square leg umpire. No, that's not given as a wide. Michael says, blessings, man. She said the ground was low scoring, but it seems there's a lot of run being scored. There's been a lot of bad bowling, Michael. Let's see how well the pitchers are playing by the end of the Guyana leg. I think more runs have been scored than I expected, but the bowling's also been more terrible than I expected. So I think Yo's said here 406 runs have come spin so far, 100 runs more off pace. So I think that tells you a lot as well. Dick Weller goes for the big shot outside the off stump. Nothing on that. Well, bowled by Odin, hurries in for pace. He can't do anything with that. So one more ball left of the power play. Kings are 58 for 1. I would say it's fair enough to say that they're in front of the game at this stage. Remember, people, that the Kings do not have Johnson Charles playing. Also, for those who are looking at permutations, if the Kings win today, they are through to the eliminator round, the playoff round. Dick Weller brings out the big shot, and that's another 4. So that's the end. It's a pull shot over deep mid wicket or deep cover. And that's the end of the over. That's a fantastic power play for the Kings. They end on 62 for 1 at the end of the power play. Warriors have it all to do. Now, remember, the Warriors got 178 against the Talawars. The question people have to ask themselves is, can the Warriors pull off a score like that again? Worth reminding people that the Warriors were 104 for 7 with 3 overs to go. Finished on 178 for 8, I think it was in the end. So they will, I mean, I'm not saying the game's over at this stage. No way. Obviously not. What I am saying is Kings have gone at 10 and over in the power play. So already Warrior spinners are going to have to do a lot here to pull this back. Yo says, can Jamaica still get knocked out? Yes. Jamaica, the Talawars' last game is against the Kings. So it's Jamaica could lose versus the Kings and still qualify. Because remember, the Talawars are ahead of St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots on run rate anyway, in 3rd place. So here's how the Talawars could lose and still qualify. They lose to the Kings. Sorry. Say the Kings beat the Warriors today. Kings go to 10 points. Say Jamaica then lose to the Kings in their final game. Kings go to 12. Tallawahs stay on 8. The Patriots are already done on 8, and the Tallawahs have a better run rate than them. That would leave Guyana with 2 games left to go, one versus Barbados, one versus Trinidad. What the Tallawahs would then need in that scenario is more obviously, if Warriors lose to Barbados, then they'd only end on 7 points anyways, and they're out regardless, and Tallawahs just qualify. So the first way Tallawahs would qualify is the Warriors lose today and lose one of their last 2 games, and the Warriors are just out. Say the Warriors beat Barbados, but then lose to Trinidad. Do you know, it's too stupid to go for the permutations, because I can only really answer this question based on what happens today. The end result today will basically confirm for me. Well, not confirm, but it will put Guyana in such a bind. Oh, nearly chops on there. Faf to Shakib. Yeah, ask me again at the end of this result today, which I won't even be on the live because I will have logged off. So the next live I do, Guyana versus Barbados. By that point, again, driven through the covers. Listen, this is ridiculous from Faf. Driven through the covers. That's just a normal cricket shot. Driven through between deep cover, deep extra cover. It's another 4. Faf is just dealing in boundaries here. He moves to 47 off 26. Nothing doing for the spinners at this moment in time. Works that one off his legs. 1 run. Faf moves to 48. This is looking like a run track today, though, to give it its due. That's the end of the 7th over. And the Kings are 69 for 1. They're still pretty much going at 10s here. Faf 2 runs away from his 50. Sunil says, stop talking stupidness about Guyana going to lose to who? I don't know, Sunil. The same way how they lost enough matches at the beginning of the tournament. You know? You can't run from the realness. Yeah, but Vish, Shea is not the wicketkeeper in T20s for the West Indies, so it don't matter that much. Drill down the ground from Faf doesn't get all of that 1 run. Javid says if Ghana lose today, they're out. No, they're not, because they could still end on 9 points. They'd have to just win their last 2 games. And that would be enough. They could lose today, win their last 2 games, and yeah, that could be enough. But they would require the Tallawahs to lose to the Kings. Yep. TKR just haven't performed. Remember, Santoki and I dropped the episode about TKR and needing to rip up the script. So it is what it is, you know. Everyone thought they would be favourites. And they just haven't shown up at all. But what was that? That was a 4, but my I don't know if anybody else's visuals chopped up there, so I didn't really see what happened there. Yeah, Vicious summed it up. That TKR versus Guyana is basically a knockout game. Unless it's only a knockout game if Guyana do that, like fulfill their end of the remit, though. They have to win today. Anyways, Kings are 74 for 1. Interesting they brought Sinclair back here. Sinclair's a good bowler. Like he's got good potential. I'm just not being that impressed with him in CPL. But he's a youngster. You know, you got to give him time. Yeah, good point, Wayne. Wayne says, remember that if a match is no result, yeah, we're not even got to any kind of rain, washout, this, that. We're all saying all these permutations and just assuming the matches are going to come to a natural conclusion. Rain could mess this up still. Yeah, actually, Yo's got a point. Yeah, if Guyana win, they go to 7 points. So then, yeah, the TKR game basically becomes a knockout. I think if they lose, they'd have to beat TKR and beat Barbados. So, like I say, I don't want to. I think we could get into all kinds of permutations. We'll know more based on the result of today's game. I don't even know when that TKR game is, to be honest. When are Guyana playing TKR? What day are they playing them on? The Willer comes down the track and Fielder comes in off the deep long on boundary. 1 run. Oh, Saturday. And that's cut through the covers by Faf. He moves to his 50. I mean, you have to give it to Faf. He's been brilliant from ball 1. He's moved to 50 of 29 balls. And this is what a captain does. They lead from the front. They lead from the front and show the team what's expected. He said we're going to bat first, and he's gone out there from ball 1. He's on 53 not out from 29 balls, and the Kings are 79 for 1 with 1 more ball of the 8th over to go. Remember, the Kings do not have Johnson Charles. He's injured, and they've made light of that fact with their start, both in the power play and obviously in the first 8 overs anyway. Sorry, worth anyone who didn't pick that up. Apparently on TV, they're saying there's no replays or Hawkeye available. And that's driven down to long off. 1 run. That's the end of the 8th over. The Kings are still going at 10 and over. They are 80 for 1 after 8. This is looking ominous here. Guyana needs some wickets. $74 of you in the live. Press like, press subscribes. We want 3,260 subscribers by the end of this video. We're on 3,233, so we need another 27 subscribers. Let me see how many likes there are. Yesterday we got 113 likes in the video. Big up anybody who pressed like and helped the algorithms. I think there was at one point there was 176 of you in the live at one moment in time. Hetmeyer's brought the team together to have a chat. Obviously, he must be upset with the start, and rightly so. It's 80 for 1 after 8 overs. Hetmeyer trying to get the team together, remind them of the strategy and game plan, because if there is one, it ain't working right now. Right, there's 23 likes at this moment in time. 23 likes at the time. There's 80 of you watching, 81 of you watching live at the moment. Come on, people, up the likes. Let's try to get to another century today of likes. Let's try up them. Yo says that he thinks Providence had a blackout, which is why we had issues with the screen. If anyone who's not Caribbean in here wondering, how could that happen? Come on. No matter which country you live in the Caribbean, you're used to lights locking off. Surprise, water's not locked off during the tournament. Water and light must lock off at least once a day or once a week minimum in the Caribbean. The days I would come home from school in Jamaica, water gone, light lock off. That's just normal for anyone who's Caribbean in this live. Tell the people who are non-Caribbeans that's just normal living for us lot in the Caribbean. Light and water, lock off. Government just says lock off, lock off. No one in the nation must have water. You have to go outside, fetch the bucket, fill it up, and if you must have a little wash down with the cold water, I saw it run, you know. Fish says no no blackouts in Barbados. You lot must have it lucky. Listen, Jamaica, one light lock off a day. A day, you know. Government will make up all sorts of excuses like they're deliberately not locking off the light and water. You see, when the water used to lock off and I had to go outside and run the cold water in the bucket. But you know what? I'm glad my parents made me experience that and never made me grow up in England and think life was just easy. Not easy, but you know what I mean, relatively speaking. I'm glad I had to go through those cold bucket bathing and all that kind of, all of that stuff humbles you. Big shot from Faf, straight down the ground. Not even straight down the ground. That's just gone. Multi's blasted out the ground. It's another 6 for Faf. He moves to 61 of 33. Guyana. Kings, 88 for 1. Sachin knows. Hot water on the stove and put in the bucket with cold water. Believe, man. Another shot from Faf this time. Oh, the man comes off the boundary there. Comes in off deep mid wicket, and it's actually 1 run. So Kings at 89 for 1. Yeah, for real, yo. You know, them candle ones. That's why in certain households, like even in our household, and we lived in, I don't know if there's any Jamaicans in the live demos here, but in Jamaica, we lived in like Mona, which is a nice part of Kingston. Like the Hope region, like Hope Gardens area. It's a nice part of Kingston. And we just had candles everywhere because you had to expect that blackout could happen at any time. So you had to have the candles strategically placed around the house at any point in time for if a blackout happened at nighttime. Blackout at nighttime, candles are lit, and all you can see is lizards crawling on the wall. It's long, you know. Lizards just crawling towards the candlelight. Ah, boy. So that's the end. So that's the end of the. Javid says yesterday was a blackout from morning to late night. I don't know why I'm laughing. That's just life, you know. Imran Tahir into the attack second over for his second over. Yes, Demo, sorry. That's why the world is small, man. So yeah, so we lived around the Mona area. So you know where Hope Gardens, we kind of lived just up from Hope Gardens, around that kind of area. And then I went to Walmers Boys School for sixth form. But so my brother went to Mona Prep. Sorry, this is for a Jamaican chat, people, if you're not familiar with Jamaica. In fact, Brandon King went to Mona Prep when I interviewed him. When I interviewed him for the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, or when he came on Santoka and I interviewed him, my mum taught Brandon King when he went to Mona Prep. So when I was speaking to Brandon, I was like, "Oh, my mum taught you, you know." So that's how small world, you know. So Kings 92 for 1. Let me update the score, people. Oh, that's beautifully placed by Faf. That was just touch. He didn't. There was no power on that. Just timing and touch, effortlessly placed between deep wicket and Cal corner. Oh, this has been a fantastic innings by Faf. It shows he's shown once again that a big T20 innings doesn't need to be like slogging. You can score. You can score big with just cricket shots, just good timing and placement. And then this one, he plays out into the covers in the offside for 1 run. He moves to 69. He moves to 69 off 38. I want to know what Faf's false shot percentage is because I don't think he's played one so far in this innings. People, this is ominous what the Kings are doing here. They opted to bat, which I thought was interesting. Most teams have almost wanted to chase on these Guyana tracks. But they're 98 for 1 after 10 overs. Like, obviously, wickets will fall because that's what happens in T20s. But at this pace, whatever they set, Guyana are going to have big problems. People, I'm just going to get some water. So I'm just coming off the... yeah, good point from Demo. Only 20 dot balls in the innings thus far. Craziness. That like this Faf has like shown how, yeah, and Wayne Faf has played soft hands. That's exactly it, Wayne. No, he's not forcing any shot. It's just perfect manipulation of the ball and identifying where the gaps are, and then just pure cricket shots, just timing the ball. Anyways, people, I'm just gonna get some water. So coming back, 1 sec. Okay, we're back. Me going for a drink actually timed in with the Angostura drinks break as well. Didn't even mean to do it like that. I just decided to go. Right, so let's see what comments I missed whilst I disappeared. Jan says if Faf stays there, God help Guyana. Yeah, they need to get him out. Because even if they get Dick Weller out, the point is the rest of the batters can bat around Faf. So he's the big wicket here. Yo says, will there be a wicket after the break? We saw it 3 times out of 6 so far. Probably. help tiny bit of loss of concentration. Good to catch multi takes the ball for his second over. The good news is 50 minutes have gone and there's only 10 overs left to bowl. Fantastic. Anyways, immediately Faf back into his stride. Plays that down to deep mid wicket for one. Sachin says he thinks the damage is done. So I guess I'll be leaving. Did anyone get that reference there? Yo says we might see spin from both ends for the next 5 overs. What's that there? Dick Weller tries to do a reverse sweep, nearly chops onto his own wicket and boots the ball away. Again, tries to go for the big shot outside of stump dot ball. The partnership currently is 98 off 60 balls. Oh, is this out? No. Multi tries to run down the loose shot from Dick Weller, but it plugs. Plugs and in the outfield for 1 run. And yeah, that's the 100 up for the Kings. 99 is the partnership as well. So 1 more run for the 100 partnership between Du Plessis and Dick Weller. And that's a 100 partnership. And good fielding from Ramiro Shepherd. Cuts down. I mean, it was there to be stopped, but he still cuts it down to 2. The 100-run partnership comes up between Faf and Dick Weller. They get 2. And the Kings move to 100 and... Wait, did they get 3 there? Hold on. Did they just run 3? Well, I mean, it's good fielding from Shepherd, but they also ran 3. So that's even better. Or just all round good cricket. 103 for 1. Hold on. I just realized what some of you were saying in the chat, and I've only just realized. We're only getting 1 camera angle at the moment. Got electricity done out for real in Guyana. Michael says, could cricket hold up on the red clay soil like in country? I'll come back to you on that one, Michael. Wait, only 25? No, that can't be right. I'm seeing only 25 likes. 24 likes in. Nah, you lot are doing me dirty, man. 24 likes on the stream. Come on, people, up the likes. Let's see what the subscriber numbers are saying. We want to get to 3,260. We are on 3,235. Another 25 subscribers to go. Need more likes. Yeah, Dick Weller's been in for a while. 25 balls. Got to do a bit more now. Can't just expect Faf to do all the heavy lifting. Let me update the score. Kings are 104 for 1. Chemo gets an over. See what he can produce. Still not being that happy with Chemo with the ball in this tournament. And Dick Weller immediately doesn't get all of that. Pulls it down fine for 1 run. Big shot from Faf. Picks it up on the length. And that's gone into the stands. It's a 6. And Faf moves to 79. $29 likes. Michael Sterling's not playing. And then Faf then places that one through the covers for 1. Do you know why John Campbell's dropped from ODIs? Don't know what to say. The problem is that he then hasn't even got the chance in Super 50 to then make a claim, because the last time he played Super 50, he was on tour, I think, with the test side. So came back for the semi-final where he scored 88 for the Tallawahs against Trinidad. So there's not enough cricket. There's just not enough domestic cricket in the Caribbean for people to be able to kind of state their claim. Weller drives that down the ground, gets 1. He wants another on the overthrow, but Faf tells him to wait. So Yo's saying there's only 4 camera angles being used. Martin's right. A wicket or 2 will slow the over rate, but we've been saying that for a while now. Chemo and Dick Weller having a bit of a shoulder-to-shoulder rub down there. Few words. Chemo's not happy. Dick Weller loves the chat. Faf drives that through the covers for 1. So 1 more ball left of Chemo's first over. The Kings are 114 for 1. It looks like, at this point, we look like we're going to get back-to-back centuries here. Brandon King got one last night. Faf du Plessis is 19 runs away from a century. Weller drives that down the ground for 4. That's a great shot. That's a great shot. Drilled it down the ground. Looks like he wanted to prove a point to Chemo Paul after his chat back to Dick Weller, and he gets some tap for his big chat. So Faf is on 81 of 43. Dick Weller is on 34 of 28. Dick Weller's not even timing it that well, and yet still his strike rate is 120. Meanwhile, Faf is striking at 188. This is some serious. Well, listen, at this rate, unless Guyana start taking wickets, Guyana have looked completely non-penetrative with the ball, whether spin or pace. It's 118 for 1 after 12 overs. At this point, Kings must be looking at 200 or certainly 190. Now, we often say this and that score doesn't materialize because wickets slow down the game. But Guyana need wickets now. This is a good point from Margell here. He says Guyana will lose tonight because Faf's a better captain than Powell. And I said this at the start of the game, the Kings squad isn't even that good, but Faf has, as a captain, that's wide, we'll have to reload that. Faf has been able to get more out of that squad than they should be getting on paper. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Roston Chase out-bowl the Guyanese spinners today. I don't remember seeing Faf's name in that South Africa T20. Was he already selected? Does anyone know if Faf was like one of the pre-selected names in it? I don't remember seeing his name. I wasn't probably paying attention to the South African names. What? No. What? Retired from what? I'm talking about the South African T20 competition. Dick Weller comes down the track and pulls that for 1. So 31 likes so far. If you're yet to press like, please do press like. And we're on 3,236 subscribers. Let's try and get 24 more to get the target for today. Big shot again from Faf. That's out the ground. It's another 6. Faf moves to 88, not out. And listen, King's innings yesterday was majestic and serene. But you see this Faf innings today, it's above King's. And you know why it's above King's? Because this guy, no, that's doing King a disservice because it was similar with Kings yesterday. But Faf is just playing cricket shots. Faf is just playing auxiliary, straightforward cricket shots. But the reason why it's such a big innings is his timing is just on point. He's got to the pitch of every ball. He's just striking through the ball. It's not like some big slogging that Faf's doing out there. It's just pure timing. I'm not saying he's going to get a century, but he's 12 runs away. Anyways, Kings are 127 for 1. 3 more balls left of Gudakesh Moti's third over. That's well bowled. Faf can't do anything with that one. Again, driven through the covers. And that's 4. That's poor fielding. Is that by Imran? Tahir dives, and all he does is parry it onto the boundary ropes. It's another boundary for Faf du Plessis, and he moves to 92. 92 off 47 balls. And the Kings are 131 for 1. And we're not even at the end of the 13th over yet. 13 runs have come off Gudakesh Moti's third over. 1 more ball to go. I don't really know how to describe this. Faf is on 92 off 47 balls. Good point from Fish. I have no idea what Tahir is doing on the boundary. You're asking man to run around the boundary to stop 2s becoming 4s. Come on. Right. I don't know what they're doing out there. Maybe they're changing the ball. So I'm going to go and get something to eat because mouth is dry here. 31 likes. Whilst I go get something to eat, I beg some of you press like. Come on, man. Help the algorithm. We're out here. We're out here watching the Faf Masterclass. And you lot don't want to press the like button. Soon come back, though, people. Let me get some. They tried to get the ball changed. Ball hasn't been changed. Multi back into Faf. No run, and that's the end of the 13th over. What's the current run rate? It must be like 11 or something. Current run rate is 10.07. Hold on, I need to address something here. Two things can be right at the same time. The pitches in that Bangladesh series were dreadful. Just because the pitches are playing well here now for CPL doesn't mean that discounts the fact. So when West Indies played Bangladesh, the pitches at Providence were dreadful. They weren't international quality. You always have to remember what the Bangladesh players said about it. Tamim Iqbal at the end of that ODI series said the pitches in Providence played worse than they do in Bangladesh, and he couldn't believe that West Indies had a home series against them in conditions which favoured them. That's the captain of the opposition side. So I think rather than take that as a slight on Guyana, the nation, we just accept the pitches were dreadful and we move on. Now they've prepared some proper pitches for CPL. The bigger question should be why. So Tahir in for his third over. There'll be a lot of pressure on someone like Shimron today. If Ghana, whatever the Kings set, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Shimron to perform. Shouldn't be, but there is. There's facts. He's a captain. Drill down the ground from Dick Weller, but well feeded by Tahir. That was a stinging one, but he felt he stopped it all the same. Oh, no, it wasn't just good fielding. That was a potential catch there. It was driven back at mounted force, but that counts as a drop. Dick Weller goes and gone. Wait, has he gone? Yeah, he's got him. Dick Weller goes. They finally got a wicket. It's probably not the wicket they want, but it's a wicket all the same. Dick Weller goes for 36. They might want to bring in Russian Primus next because such is the flyer that the Kings have got off to. You want to keep the momentum, so maybe Primus comes in next. Or Ruston Chase. So 14th over. Yeah, 2 balls left of the 14th over. It's actually Adam Holes who comes in next. This is his. He was a replacement for Tim David after David went off to represent Australia. I wonder if Guyana will release Imran Tahir next year. Not because he can't still perform, but man's 43. Welcome, Desmond. Welcome from Olchi. Right. Finally, we get going again. 5th ball of the 14th over. And Faf drills, no, Holes, sorry. He's actually on strike, drills that down the ground. Shepherd runs around the boundary, cuts it off for 1. $33 likes. And again, Faf cuts it out into the covers for 1. And that's the end of the 14th over. The Kings are 135 for 2. People, 35, not 35, is it? How many likes? 34 likes only. Nah, man. You lot got me up at 1:13 in the morning for 34 likes. Okay, I see you. I see you. I see what you're saying. You want me to die for the cricket and no likes. So Faf is 94 of 50 balls, 6 balls away from the 2nd century this season in the competition, I should say. Yeah, Aaron, I think it's just about who's available. Maybe he was readily available, so on and so forth. But I wasn't that pick didn't excite me. But then maybe they didn't want a big overseas star. Part of what's made the Kings team good is that apart from Faf, there's no like obvious, like look at their team. Who's the person where it's like, he's the world renowned player. Lots of the other teams have like this player or that player. The Kings are just some solid, on the whole, they're just some solid Caribbean T20 players where Sammy and Faf have got more out of them than what they've got more, like the sum out of all their parts has been greater than what it looks like on paper. So maybe they didn't want like a big name. Ask Raw says, what's happened to the Twitter account? Someone reported us for saying that Odin Smith had gone to whichever team in South Africa for 1.7 million rand. Rand in Hindi means whore. So someone reported us to Twitter saying that we had called Odin Smith a whore, and now our account has been locked off. Faf, Shakir back into the attack. His 3rd over of the day, and Faf draws that down the ground for 1. Start of the 15th over. Yeah, you lot commenting in the thing. So we haven't tweeted on Twitter since the 19th of September. We're just locked up in jail, man. Accounts just saying nothing. Well, I spoke to Twitter the other day, and they were like, "We'll get to it when we get to it." So we might be in Twitter jail for 2 weeks at this rate. Gone. He struck. Holes has gone. Shakib strikes. Holes skips down the track, tries to do the big shot. He's gone for 1 run. I mean, again, they want Faf out, but this all helps. It all helps slow down the innings ultimately. At the end of the day, a wicket is a dot. I don't know what we can do, Arts Raw, to speed up because so whenever we get the page, like I went on there again today, so we haven't taken like a full suspension because if you go onto Twitter, you can still see our page. So it's not like we're completely suspended. When I tried to ride out the suspension, they were like, "Oh, verify your email." So obviously, I wrote the email in, and they were like, "Right, we'll send a code to your email. Type that code into the box. Type the code in." And they're like, "Now we're not going to verify you. You just have to ride out. If you want to like overturn this, you have to appeal. But appeals can take anything up to 2 weeks to be sorted. So, you know." Anyways, let me update this score. So, Visa comes in. Interesting. So 3 balls left of Shakib's over. Kings 136 for free. So with five overs to go after Shakib's, they'll probably want. Oh, well bowled by Shakib. Visa feels for that one outside the off stump. Nearly tickles it through to Gabaz, but it's probably lucky not to. Visa with the no sponsor bat. Must be Carib Cricket out there. So 1 run off that third Shakib over. 5 overs to go. So even if the Kings only went at 6s per over, they'd add another 30. 166. They're going to go up more than 6s. 7s, 35. Yeah, at the very minimum, the Kings are making 170 here, but they should be aiming for 190, I reckon. So they'll hope for 50 off the last 5. So what, 10 and over? That might be, yeah, 50 off the last 5. So they'll want somewhere between 180 and 190. Remember, Guyana made 178 yesterday. So Kings will be looking for 180 plus. To hear back into the attack, that squeezes off the outside edge. Du Plessis outside edge, no run. Sure, but that's another drop. It's another drop. That's the third time Tahir has put down a shot drilled straight back at him. Is this one an easier one? Yep. He should have taken that one. The previous 2 I thought were stingers. That one I think he should have taken. So that's a drop. Du Plessis dropped to 95. That's a delicate shot there from Du Plessis. Gets down on one knee, does the dab sweep, comes back for 2. So 39 likes, people, nearly on the half century. Let's try get to 50 at least, people, before Guyana come to bat. We've got 3,240 subscribers. 20 more to hit the target for today's live. Like, share, subscribe. No run. So 4 balls bowled off to his 16th over. It's good over. ... 2. Is Du Plessis going to bring out a big shot? He's on 97, 3 runs away from the second century of the Hero CPL 20. And he does go for the big shot. It's straight down the ground. It's a big six. That's a century. What a knock. What a knock. 103 not out for Faf du Plessis. It's been faultless. Apart from the drop on 95, where Tahir probably should have taken him, that's been as close to a faultless, perfect, chanceless innings as I've seen in a long time. No slogging, played through the line, timing, auxiliary cricket shots. He didn't reinvent the wheel with any of his shots. He just played the standard cricket shots you learn as you grow up, but all with timing. It's a century for Faf. It's one of those innings where you're like, yeah, that's all. That's why you're an international talent and you're kind of playing with little man here in CPL. So he set it all up for the Kings. A lot to do for the Warriors now because Faf has the platform. It shouldn't be 100 and out. And so that's where Brandon messed up a bit. He got to the century, then pretty much got out next ball. Granted, it was Guyana's game to win, but for those who watched yesterday's game, when Brandon got out, I think it was something like 15 needed off 4 balls. It was something like that, and then Brandon got out. He didn't see it home. Yes, as Changing Lives broadcast says, well played, Faf. Sometimes you just have to rate an innings, whatever team you support. Sometimes when you see a good innings, you just got to say, you know what? That was good cricket. All allegiances to one side. That was exceptional cricket. What's more surprising that there's only been 2 centuries in the whole CPL this year, but they've been exceptional innings. So 144 for 3, 4 overs to go. Let's see, they want 180. So another 36 off the remaining 4. So 8 and over will get them to 180. I think they're 180 should be the minimum that they're looking for. Possibly 190 plus is what they're actually looking for. Big shot, Visa, straight down the ground, gone 6. Visa's only faced 3 balls, brings out the big 6, and 150 is up. $150 for 3. 23 balls remaining to be bowled. Goes for the sweep, wide ball, reload that one. Big shot, one leg, big slog sweep, 6. A 6 over deep mid wicket. Some might say deep square leg. The result's the same though. 6. Oh, that's out. That's out. Yeah. He goes for the shot again. Now, umpire's given it out. I think they're going to review this. FISA's reviewed it. The reason I think it's out is because even if it's even... Oh, what's going on here? Don't tell me they're going to say there's no Hawkeye. Wait, what's the deal here? Are they going to say that there's no Hawkeye and he's got to go regardless? Visa walked off the pitch. Oh, God. DRS is down, people. So what's going on here? No, wait. So what's going on now? Faf is telling Visa to not go off the pitch. This is cricket in the Caribbean, people. Nothing don't make not one bit of sense. So umpires have clearly told Faf and Visa, it don't matter if you want that reviewed. We ain't got the technology to help you. Saint Lucia are batting Brothers of Destruction. We ain't got the technology to help you. Anyways, the point is, no matter what they're doing, they've sent it upstairs because maybe the technology is working now. But the point is, that's crashing. Unless he's touched it, which I don't think he has. No, I think that's crashing into leg stump. It might even be crashing into middle. So I don't know what the review's for exactly. Just walk off the pitch and keep this game moving. At the very worst, it's crashing into leg stump. They shouldn't even bother taking that to Hawkeye. They should just say to Visa, you know what, that's out. Just allow it, I beg. Yeah, good morning, Tashan. Slow wicket, possibly, but as you missed some earlier comments from Yo, all the scores so far in the tournament have been over 150. So a better cricket wicket has been prepared. Javid says they should have sent in Primus than Visa. I don't think it matters. Visa came in and struck at 200, faced 6 balls, scored 12. Job done. There's only like 20 something balls left remaining, like 22 balls remaining. If everybody who comes in from now till the end of the innings faces 6 balls and scores 12 runs and strikes at 200, then Saint Lucia Kings are probably going to make 190. So I don't think it matters who came in front of here, where now. It's just at this point in the game, see ball, hit ball, right? There's 21 balls left to go. Nobody needs to juke around. See ball, hit ball. Just dealing in 2s and 4s at this point. And 6s, obviously. That was too much for Primus to deal with. Tiny bit of turn there. When Guyana come to bat, they better hope that it's not starting to take a tiny bit of turn. Anyways, Primus rocks back, plays that through the covers for 1 run. They don't need to do too much with this over, the Kings. They've already hit, I think it was 2 6s earlier from Visa. I'll just have to remind myself. Predicted score at the moment is 188. If they go as they're currently going. 99 of you in the live, big up yourselves, press like, press subscribe. If you want to, do a super chat. Contribute to Caribbean Cricket Podcast. We have no sponsorship for this. All these 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock watch-alongs, no sponsors out here, It's just me, myself, and I vibing, Right, so Shakib bowls out 2 for 33 off his 4 overs. It's 158 for 4. Who's going to get the remaining overs? Tahir's bowled out, Shakib's bowled out, Moti's got 1. So 2 overs have to come from pace. Who from Shepherd, Smith, and Paul is going to bowl 2 overs? I think so. Hetmeyer didn't give Shepherd any overs at the end yesterday, so I think he's learned his lesson on that front. So it's probably going to be Smith and Paul, right? So Aldine Smith is getting the 18th. That must mean Chemo's getting the 20th. Yeah, Javid, do you know what? I never even considered that Super Chat wasn't available in the Caribbean. I forgot that it's only in certain regions. I don't really understand YouTube and the whole kind of. That's a wide ball from Aldini left ball again. Yeah, I've never really. I'm still not really fully overstanding about YouTube and monetizing and algorithms. I just do the videos, and if people watch them, then you get like a tiny little piece of pence from it all. Anyways, a single there, and Duplessis is back on strike. 160 for 4. Wait, they're reviewing something here. What are they reviewing? Wait, what on earth are they reviewing here? Did I miss something? Are they slowing down the game with this review? Hetmeyer looks like he got skinnier, you know. You know them ones where you don't pay attention because you didn't even think it was LBW, or like you didn't even consider anything about LBW. What's this now? Come on, man, that's going down leg side. That must be just to slow everything down because I don't understand what that review's about. So now what happens if you get FAF LBW and there's no review and the umpire does a teeth out? Who told Hetman to do the review on that? $44 likes, 6 likes away from the half century. 92 of you watching. I'm sure we can get there. Dance review. Pure time wasting. Bowled him. Hard length from Aldine Smith. Bowls Faf middle stump. That looked like it hurried Faf up. The way he played that, it's like he wasn't expecting the pace, and Faf has to go for 103. Faf went back, should have gone forward, lost his middle stump. Faf's job is done, though. Head from the front. 103 of 59 balls. I think he can say that he did his thing. Who comes out now? Roston Chase. They might want to. Roston will come out, but I would send Alzari Joseph. If it's about hitting big shots with minimal time left, just you might as well. Roston's batting has fallen so badly, you might as well send Alzari. Let's see who they send. It's going to be Roston, obviously, but it is Roston Chase. Wide ball. And, did they run on the wide? Did they run on the wide or did they send it back? Yeah, they ran on the wide. So two. Did they run? Yeah, 2 runs. And Oldin's going to have to bowl that one again. Wide ball. He's going to have to bowl that one again. Oh, slower ball there. Goes through Primus. Primus doesn't time it at all. If that had been straight, that would have been out. No, Tashan, I don't think Jamaica is sorted. I think the Kings and the Royals are 2 of the 4. I wouldn't want to predict it. Ask me again at the end of this match and I'll give you an answer. Or well bowled by Oldin Smith. Hurries it up onto Primus. Those hard lengths from Oldin Smith. Primus takes his hand off the bat. Did he get licked down on his hand with that one? He might call the physio for that. Yep, glove coming off. He's inspecting that. What's gone on here? That's high in the sky from Chase. Oh my God. Has he just scooped that over the boundary? Has he spilt it over the boundary or onto the floor into the boundary? What did Sinclair do there? Did he just drop that over the boundary rope? Chase went for the leg side shot. Oh, he's lucky. Bounces, then goes over the boundary rope. Either way, 4 runs. So Chase was trying to get himself out for a duck, but Sinclair gives him a life. Sinclair gives him a life, and then Chase cuts that for another 4. That was just sweet timing there from Chase. Somebody said in the chat they ain't going to get to 180. You sure about that? There's still 12 balls to go. Right now, you need to be wondering if the Kings are going to get to 190. So 172 for 5 at the end of the 18th over. You assume that it's one from who's got it? Who's bowled out? One from Multi and one from Chemo Paul. That ball's probably gone under the tarpaulin. It might even be a bit moist now when they find that ball. Tashan, he said, what about the Twitter account? We're still in Twitter jail. We can't tweet from our account. Sorry, people got sidetracked there. So, good to catch Multi's bowling in the 19th over. Oh, that's gone straight through. Chase goes for the big swing and the swing. And it's gone for 4 byes. Just keeps low. It's a grubber. Goes on the Chase's back, goes through Gubaz's legs. And it's a welcome 4 for the Kings. Unfortunate for the Warriors. Multi's bringing out the do-rag. Not the do-rag, the rag, sorry. Ball's getting wet. But they're going to change the ball. Multi's going to be arguing that it's too wet, it's too moist to bowl with. I thought this... Guyana have bowled 14 overs of spin today, and yet still the innings isn't over. It's 144. It's going to take nearly 2 hours for this innings to be over, even with 14 overs of spin having been bowled. I say it all the time, but this is what I hate most about T20 cricket: needless elongating of the game. I'd love to see T20's franchises bring in the same rule that the 60 had, which is if you haven't bowled your overs by a set time, you've got to lose a man off the pitch. Anything to quicken the game up. It's just it's unacceptable that a 20 over innings is taking close to 2 hours to be completed. Unacceptable, you know. Anyways, Multi back into the attack. Chase goes for the big shot. Man at long off comes off the boundary, 1 run. 3 more balls left of the 19th over. Primus goes for the big shot. All he gets is air, no run. Primus hasn't really seen any of the ball since coming in. Goes down the ground. Multi gets his hands to it, doesn't take the catch, just parries it down to the man at long on, 1 run. So that's now 3 from Tahir, 1 from Multi, where the ball's been drilled back at them and they've been unable to hold on to it. On the ball left of the Multi's 4th over, and he's about to bowl out. One more ball left of the 19th over as well, I should say. It's been 7 off this over. Chase goes to the big shot, nearly falls over onto the stumps, no run. And that's the end of the over. So we have 6 more legal deliveries to go. Chemo Paul will bowl the final over. Don't be surprised if I presume Chemo will bowl the final over. It won't be Oldie. It might be Oldie Smith, actually. Maybe they'll give Smith can bowl another one. So it's going to be Chemo or Smith. It surely can't be Romario Shepherd. They wouldn't be that dunce. So Multi bowls out for none for 31. Who is Hetmeyer giving this last over to, Smith or Paul? It's Oldine Smith. Right, so Oldie Smith is going to get the last one. It's 179 for 5. Neither Primus or Chase have really been able to get to the pitch of the ball or read the ball off the track. But that said, they'll be aiming for a minimum of 11 runs off this final over to try and post up 190 plus. It's worth pointing out that Guyana's big score yesterday was 178. So already this is going to be very, very difficult for Guyana to chase. How much extra can the Kings add in the final 6 balls? First ball from Oldie Smith. Primus goes to the big heave hole. Nothing on it. Dot. Primus has been useless since he's come in with the bat, in fairness. Barely seeing anything. Can't read. He's not reading the lengths. He's not reading the ball off the track. Does he connects with that one though? That's a 6. Swivels on it. I thought he hadn't got enough of that, but Russian Primus swivels on that one, and all of a sudden he goes from 4 off 9 to 10 off 10. So 5 runs away from setting a 190 plus score. That's the first target Kings will have in mind. Then it's about as many as they can get from there. 4 more balls to go. You have to assume that one of these 4, Oldie and Smith, is going to bowl a wide or something, like a wide or a no ball. I didn't see. Did she get hit? Supernova says she's bleeding. I didn't see what happened in the stand. Bowls outside off. Russian backs away to leg. Oldie bowls to off. No run. Two more likes for us to get to 50 likes, people. If you're in this live, one of the 97, press like to help us get to 50. Slower ball by Oldine, and Primus skews that out into the covers for 1. So Ross and Chase will get the final 2 balls of the over. It's 152, and this innings is still not over. How is a 2020 innings taking an hour and 52 minutes? This is stupidness, man. Chase goes down the ground. 6. Flat 6. Flat 6. And the Kings have their 190. Now, I said they wanted to get to 190. Even if this is a runs ground, psychologically, this is, I don't know. I'm prepared to say I can't see Guyana chasing this. 193 to win. There's 1 more ball to go. It might even be more than this. Chase down the ground, drills it. Someone should come off the boundary. Will they come back for two? They come back. That's rubbish fielding. That was rubbish. That's ordinary fielding. Who was that down on the boundary? Rubbish fielding. Anyways, Kings end on 194. Chase ends on 17 off 7. Primus ends on 11 off 12. But the bigger story here is this is the biggest score in CPL this year from by any team. The Kings end on 194 for 5. The innings, the Guyana innings, bowling wise, mercifully comes to an end after 1 hour and 53 minutes. This is why I'm starting to hate watching T20 cricket, you know. Longing out the game, man. Sean James says St. Lucia won't defend 194. I mean, okay. Don't get me wrong. Maybe Guyana will chase it. But 194 psychologically. And if you just going down the scorecard, Faf made 103 out of that 194. The only other scores came from Dick Weller, 36 of 32, Chase 17 of 7, Visa 12 of 6, Primus 11 of 12, Duplessis 103 of 59. Like, I think you can put the magnitude of that innings in the context of the wider St. Lucia contributions. Ultimately, for Guyana's chases, someone in the Guyana team is going to have to play a Faf-like innings. Anyways, the Guyana bowling, Shepherd 2 overs, 1 for 19. Sinclair 2 overs, none for 21. Tahir 4 overs, 1 for 28. Shakib 4 overs, 2 for 33. Sorry, and let me just read the others. Odean Smith 3 overs, 1 for 42. Gudakesh Multi 4 overs, none for 31. Chemo Paul 1 over, none for 14. So everyone caught licks apart from Moti and Imran Tahir and Shakib Al Hassan. So the 3 main spinners were fine. All the pacers caught licks, which is what's been happening through this Guyana leg. For those who are like, well, what spinners do the Kings have? They can turn to, as spinners, Roston Chase, who will probably bowl 4. Javar Royal will probably bowl 4. But that's really the only spinners they've got. Mark Dayal, will he bowl a bit? So they'll have 8 overs of spin, but it's about Watkin, Alzari, Joseph, Matthew Ford, Russian Primus, and David Weiss will obviously bowl a bit as well. I wonder if they'll use Mark Dayal. They might give Mark Dayal at least 2 overs, you know, of his off spin. They might give him a tiny piece. Right. So, anyways, people, that's the end of the St. Lucia Kings innings. 194 for 5 of 20. I'd imagine they're going to take 10 minutes now for a turnaround, and that the Guyana innings won't start until after 2 o'clock. I wanted to go to bed by 3:30 today. You know, it's going to be another long one. I haven't decided yet. 96 of you in the live. Thank you for those in the live. 54 likes. Thank you, people. We're over the half century. So in the Guyana innings, let's see if we can maybe push the 54 likes to 100 likes. In the absence of a sponsor for the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, it really helps our algorithms. It really helps get the Caribbean Cricket Podcast out there. It really helps people know that you can get a form of quote-unquote commentary on live cricket. But more importantly, obviously, it's about the chat within the community, the Caribbean Cricket Podcast community as well. So without us having a sponsor, this is how we grow the podcast. Obviously, if you'd like to contribute, you can do so via Super Chat. I think you can put like £1, $1 or something, or you can become a patron. If you read the descriptor for the video, you can become a patron of the Caribbean Cricket Podcast from like contribute per month, like £2 or something. If you want to, as a way to show your support. But people, I will be back. I'm going to come off the screen for a bit to go get some water and get ready for the Guyana reply. See you in a We're back, people. Apologies. I was dealing with something. But we're back. We're back. So Guyana underway. Gurbaz just cuts that. Matthew Ford has taken the new ball. So 2 balls bowled, 4 runs. That's drilled down the gown by Gurbaz. It's another 4 back-to-back 4s. This is what Guyana will want. They will need one of Gurbaz or Hemraj to get off to a flyer. Oh, he cuts that. He gets away with that one. Inside edge, fine cut. Goes down to fine boundary for 4. 4 balls, 12 runs. Exactly the start Guyana need. So dot 4, 4, 4. You know Gurbaz is going to keep going. That's a wide ball. $60 likes so far. I was dealing with something, so I can't actually tell you lot. Let's see. 60 likes. How many subscribers? 3,246. So I'm looking for 14 more subscribers in the down the. Oh, dropped. Why does he not? Oh, he's coming for the boundary. Faf drops that. Gurbaz dropped on 12. It's a difficult catch. No, he should have taken it. Sorry, no. Faf got there. It hung. It was a diving catch, but I think Faf should have taken it. Gurbaz played it too early. Lofts in the air. Faf's running around at extra mid-off. Should have taken it. Right, so Hemraj about to face his first ball of the innings, final ball of the first over, if it's legal. And Hemraj cuts that through the covers for 4. So 18 off the first over. Matthew Ford gets licked down. And in terms of what the Warriors need to do, that's as good a start as you can get. It'd be interesting to see who Faf turns to for the second over. Does he go Javar Royal and introduce spin early with Gurbaz already set, or does he go to Alzari Joseph with a bit of hostile pace? He does go spin, but it's Roston Chase. I expect Chase will take wickets, to be honest. Maybe not in this over, but I mean in the match in general. Gurbaz goes after him straight away, and 1 bounce 4. Gurbaz is not wasting any time whatsoever. He's at 17 off 6. Cuts. This time dot. First dot ball since the first ball of the match. 60 likes so far. 40 more likes from a century. I don't know when I'm going to leave this live though, people. I'm feeling to leave it at the end of the power play. Follows Hemraj. Hemraj backs onto Gurbaz, backs onto the leg stump, and Chase follows him. 1 run. Ideally, it should favour Chase. Hemraj backs onto his stumps, can't beat covers, no run. So relative to Matthew Ford's lick down over, Chase has bowled 4 balls for 5 runs. He'll be looking to try and bowl the final 2 without getting licked down. Hemraj will be looking to go after him, you would think. Tucked into the leg side, 1 run. So Gurbaz is 18 off 8. You know, whatever happens, he's going after this next Chase delivery. Hemraj is 5 off 3. The score is 24 without loss. 1 more ball left of the second over. Oh, again, it's a fine cut. It's luck again for Gurbaz. Lucky for it to not chop onto his stumps. He won't care. Guyana shouldn't care. Crowd celebrates. Gurbaz moves to 22 off 9. And off that Chase over. Worth reminding that at the end of the power play, the Kings were 62 for 1. So Guyana, at this early stage, are on top after 2 overs. There is no way Gurbaz is 20. Absolutely no way. Ultimately, this is the right way for Guyana to go about it. You've got to set it up for those at the back end to have something realistic to hit out at. So when Aldine Smith, Romario Shepherd come in, if they come in, they've got to have something like it's Javar Royal. Interestingly enough, first ball, Hemraj works it out into the leg side 1 run. Yeah, so it's got to be set up where Aldine and Romario and even Chemo Paul can, I don't know, like something like 60 off 24, and then you're probably back in the batting side at that stage. Big shot from Gurbaz. That's gone out the ground. That's another 6. He smashes that one over deep extra cover. And at this stage, you're wondering how do they get him out? But then this is how you should bat in the power play. Fearless cricket. Guyana 34 without loss. 35, I should say, without loss. I'll change that in a minute. Single, next ball. Three more balls left of our Royals innings. Over. Hemraj again, no run that time. Tucks it into leg side, no run. Hemraj goes big. Couple of bounces. Finds the man at long on. One run. Long off even, I should say. Nine off the over, final ball of the third. Gurbaz goes big again. I'm not sure if he's got enough this time. It plugs in the outfield. He'll come back for two. And that's the end of the over. Gurbaz fully doing his job. He's 31 off 12. Gurbaz currently batting a strike rate of 258. You've got to go to Alzari Joseph now, surely. And indeed, he does. Faf turns to Alzari Joseph. It's going to be interesting to see what tactic Alzari goes for here. He's the tournament's leading wicket taker. He's been the standout bowler. Faf giving him some tactics and instructions. Obviously, Gurbaz is in his pomp. What Faf will be looking for here is for Alzari to get a wicket in this over. Does he go full and straight? Does he go full but on a 6 stump line, 5th stump line? Does he go for a look? Does he try to bring out a Yorker? Does he go slower balls? Does he try to rush the batsman, bowl a hard length, almost into the batsman's body? It's going to be very interesting to see the tactic or the line that Alzari adopts here. Hard lengths. Alzari Joseph has bowled 4 of the 5 fastest deliveries in this year's CPL. So first ball dot, second ball now from Alzari Joseph. Hemraj cuts through the covers, 4. Advantage Guyana right now. All of a sudden, that 194 isn't looking out of reach. Cut again, this time well fielded by Javar Royal, no run. Again, cut through the covers. It's another 4. Hemraj moves to 15 off 10. Guyana are absolutely flying here. Faf's going to have to earn his captaincy smarts here, particularly outside the power play. So Guyana playing this game right so far, trying to get as many runs as possible in the power play to set up this chase. What Faf does and how he manipulates his field outside of the power play will be crucial. Quick single there, well run. One more ball left of the 4th over. People, will I leave at the end of the power play? That is the question. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to lock off the live at the end of the power play. 2 more. If I do, 2 more overs to go, people, after Alzari bowls this one. $61 likes in the live. Come on, people. Throw me a like and a subscribe. 3,249 subscribers. Tries to go full there. Gurbaz can't do anything with it. And that's the end of the over. So 9 off it. 9s is what the Warriors need. Their current required run rate is 9.19. Scorecard is 48 without loss after 4. A reminder that at the end of their 6, the Kings were 62 for 1. So the Warriors ahead of the game at this specific point in time. Yusuf says he's new. Big up, Yusuf. Like, subscribe. So who gets the 5th? He goes back to Javar Royal. So Royal back into the attack, and Hemraj tucks that into the leg side for 1 run. Yusuf says he's from Guyana. Big up the Guyanese in here. You must be excited and happy by the start so far. Steady as she goes, though. Wickets could mess this up. You know Gurbaz is going after Royal here. And he does exactly that, cuts it. Again, it's another fine cut. I don't know if that's exactly what he intended. It beats the man at a kind of short third man. And the 50 is up. Goes big. Goes big. That's a 6. That's out the ground. Javar Royal getting licked down. Hemraj can just stand and watch at the other end of the wicket because Gurbaz is doing his thing. Guyana 59 without loss after 5. Royal don't know what to do. Goes again. One bounce finds the man. The thing is, Gurbaz is gonna ride this for as long as he can. If he's out, he's out. But what he's not doing, and I'll stay consistent. I praise Raheem Cornwall for it. I go praise Gurbaz for it. Get off or get out. No hanging around. This is exactly what you're supposed to do in the power play. Guyana 60 for without loss. There's still another over of the power play to go. They are well ahead of the game at this stage. Well ahead of it. And that's fine again. Badly lined from Javar Royal. And all Hemraj has to do is just tuck that off his hip. Goes fine. 4. Bad bowling from Javar Royal. He's gone for 27. One more ball left of his second over. Faf doing the right thing. Going up to Javar to speak to him because Javar's got head loss. I'm not sure if he's bowled. There's no real variation going on from Javar Raw. His head is scrambled. Let's see what he can do for the final ball. Hemraj will be going big here. That's one run. That's the end of the over. Required run rate is 8.66. Sensible cricket from here and Guyana win. That's how simple this is. Only head loss cricket at this stage would see Guyana lose. Yes, it's 195 to chase. And I'm not trying to pretend that that's easy. But when you get this good a start and you only need a run rate under 9, sensible cricket does it. It's it's what they do outside of the power play that now matters. Once the field is spread, will they play according to the situation or will they carry on playing as if it's still the power play? So Faf has to go back to Alzari to bowl another over. He's a bowler that most offers him the chance of a wicket or control. He may not have wanted him to bowl 2 in the power play, but he has to. Through the covers yet again, but this time August stops it. Good fielding, and he'll stop that for 2. Worth reminding people that Faf dropped Gurbaz on 12. Catches him on the pad, 1 run, leg by. $65 likes. 3,252 subscribers. We're looking for 8 more to reach the target for this live of 3,260. Oh, tucks him up. Nasty little bouncer there. Well, not even a bouncer, just a hard length. Gerbaz takes his eye off it, and I think that catches him on the forearm. It's not the glove. It's a dot. Yeah, it's a good short delivery there. Skews it over. Yep, it's another. No, this time the man comes around the boundary. I thought there was another 4, but that's 2 runs. Two more balls left of the power play. Am I going to go? I think I might cut out people at the end of the power play here. This game's gonna go down to the wire, isn't it? Chance of me going to bed is slim. Goes down the leg sides. Is he gonna say wide? What's he gonna say here? Is he signaling wide? No wide. Gerbaz shakes his head. I don't know if he's shaking his head because it wasn't wide or because he didn't cash in. It did angle down leg. Brushes his pad. Gerbaz probably feels he missed out there. Goes full. Gerbaz drives down the ground. Quick. Oh. What type of fielding was that? There was an option to run out. Hemraj possibly there. It's like the fielders just held onto the ball, not thinking that they were going to run. Anyways, the power play is done, 71 without loss. Just to remind you that at this stage, the Kings were 62 for 1. So the Warriors are 9 runs ahead of the game. So don't get me wrong, fantastic power play, but there's actually only 9 runs in it at the requisite times or similar times of the innings. So now that's the end of the first phase. The next question now is how do the Warriors bat in the second phase of the game? Now the field will spread. This is where we'll now see Faf du Plessis and see smarts, because with a spread field now, it might be a bit easier. I'm not sure if I'm just saying in theory, it's a bit easier to rein the batters in because a miscued shot is more likely to be caught in the outfield. So it'll be very interesting to see. Gerbaz almost has to keep playing. Gerbaz almost has to keep playing the way he's already playing because why not? Like there's more reward in the risk than not if Gerbaz gets off playing how he's playing. Hemraj might want to play more appropriately to the match situation. They can't both go big at it because before you know it, Guyana might go from 71 for none to like 90 for 2. So yes, big shots, but just they got to be mindful of the big shots. Well, first ball from Visa, and Gerbaz simply pulls that for 4. So much what I said, pulls it over backward square leg, and he's 1 run away from a 50. So that's the 50 for Gabaz. He gets there off 23 balls, very similar. So where's my thing? Faf got to his 50 off 29 balls. So at the interval, I said somebody in the Guyana team has to play a similar innings to Faf at this specific moment in time. It's Gurbaz. Can he kick on? Can he keep on and keep going? So Gurbaz, it's only his second game of the tournament. He's 50 off 23. Hemraj is 24 off 16. Oh, well bowled there by Visa. Hemraj, that's a dot. Can't do nothing about that. Oh, it's another 4. Sorry, I thought I was watching the replay. But it's another 4. Hemraj cuts that through short third man. It's another 4. Useless fielding by Russian Primus, but then he's a big man. No, that's useless from Primus. Useless. Schoolboy fielding. One more ball to go. 9 off Visa's over. Kings need a wicket. It's as simple as that. And that's just tucked off the leg side for 1. That's the end of the over. 10 off Visa's over. Guyana well in with the rate. They only need 8.76 per over. So it's 81. I don't know who Faf turns to because other than Alzari, everyone looks like they'll hold licks. Right, people, I'm going to do one more over and then I'm out. Okay. So I'm going to go up to the end of the 8th. And then I'm calling it there. 29 off 19, 50. 50 off 23. I'm trying to think who Guyana. They might bring back Chase, actually. Chase has only bowled 1. They might bring Chase back for a bit of control. Obviously, what hasn't helped Faf is that Matthew Ford went for licks in his first over. So they've got the option of Primus or Chase, you would think. Yeah, they're going back to Chase. That makes sense. Yep, they go to Chase and Chase bowls Hemraj. Hemraj gone. And you see, they do the fan stand thing. And this is what happens. I think that fan stand thing might be a curse, you know. There's always a wicket when them men are just chatting pure fart at the side of the ground. I did say that they might turn to Chase for control. Hemraj swats across the line, nowhere near that one. And Chase licks down the leg stump with that ball. I think Chase is going to be. If West Indies do announce some reserves for the World Cup, I actually think Chase will go to the World Cup, because you have to remember that West Indies haven't selected an off spinner in their World Cup squad. Chase, to me, is the Chase or Raheem are the only two options you could go with. I think you should. I think they'll take Chase, then have him bat at like number 10 or number 11. Like, you don't need to bat. He's there as an off spin option. You can't have Puran as our only off spin option in a World Cup squad. That don't make not one bit of sense to me. Anyways, so that's the wicket. Wickets is what changes the match at this stage. Hemraj wasn't really, 29 off 20. It's not like he did bad. Gurbaz was the one who was setting pace. They've sent Shea Hope. Interesting. Now, obviously, Shea Hope got 60 or 40 odd against Jamaica. Was that a sign of him being able to bat well in Guyana for this Guyana leg of the tournament, or was that a one-off? We soon shall see. And that's no run. What Guyana don't want is Hope to play one of his match-losing innings now where he does like 25 off 32. Obviously, if Gurbaz is getting off, then that's fine. But the question is whether Gurbaz can keep going outside of the power play. Hope drives that down the ground. 1 run. Morgan, you missed first innings. You can watch some of it on the watch back, but I'm actually leaving at the end of this over. I don't think I can go any further. People, I've got to go watch the rest. I've written nothing of this match report. So, tired. It's 12 minutes to 3 o'clock in the UK. I've only got 3 more lives to do and then no more CPL for another year. How many balls left? 3 more balls left, people, then I'm locking this off. And Gurbaz tucks that into the leg side for 1. So good over here from Chase. Wicket.11. 68. Before I go, people, so I'm going to be around for 2 more balls and probably 1 minute after that. Everybody who's in the live right now, all 78 of you, if you haven't done so, press like. It says that there have been... Hope pulls that one. Man on the boundary will cut off for 1. All 78 of you who haven't pressed like, press like. 68 likes at the moment. And we have 3,254 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, we're looking for 6 more subscribers to reach the target of 3,260 for this live. 72 likes. Thank you. If you haven't pressed like yet, press like. And Gurbaz squeezes that into the offside for 1. Very good over from Roston Chase. Wicket.1111. 4 runs. 4 runs and a wicket. That's exactly what Faf would have wanted. Roston slows things down. So at the end of the 8th over, the Warriors are 85 for 1. Run rate climbs back up to 9 again. As to be expected, though, they're outside the power play now. Have to be a bit more circumspect, which is probably why Hope has come in. Gurbaz is on 52 from 25 balls. Hope has just really come in, so I won't bother with him. Right, so people, I know there's 84 of you in the live right now, but I do have to write this match report. It's 10 minutes to 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. in the UK. If you have and you're new, thank you for watching today. You can go back and watch what we did in the first innings, but they do use Mark Dayal. Interesting. I did say in the interval, will they ask Mark Dayal to bowl 1 or 2 overs? If they're going to do it and sneak it in, now's the time when there's a new batter at the crease. Hope goes big And Hope is out. Gone. Dayal strikes. I said I was going to go, but Dayal has struck first ball. It's not Hope, it's Gerbaz. It's Gerbaz. He goes to the big shot. He skews on the outside edge. The only person he can find is, who was it? Who took that catch? It was a short third man. We call them wickets, free wickets. We call them gimme wickets. Who's that? It's Javar Royal who takes the catch. We call them ones gimme ones. You've bowled your part-timer who can bowl a tiny piece, but you don't really want him to bowl anything more than 1-2 overs. You try sneak the overs in when the match is a bit low on energy. And they've struck. Call them ones free wickets. And all of a sudden, Guyana have gone from being ahead of the game. That second wicket, I think, takes them behind the game ever so slightly. Because now there's 2 new batters at the crease. No one is set. And you're going to have probably Hope and Hetmeyer, I would assume. Hetmeyer's probably got to come in as captain. So Gerbaz goes. Give him his flowers, though. Good innings. 52 off 26. Didn't kick on, though. The difference is Faf kicked on. So anyways, I said I was going to leave, but then something happened as I was trying to leave. If anyone's trying to find us on Twitter, you can still at us. You can still follow us, sorry. We can't reply because we're on a temporary ban due to foolishness. But do follow us on Twitter at Carib Cricket, Instagram at Carib Cricket. The website is CaribbeanCricketPodcast.com, where you can find all of the links to our podcast episodes, YouTube videos, YouTube playlists, any of the news related to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast. If you know somebody who might potentially be a sponsor for the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, hit us up. If not, you can become a patron, so on and so forth. But thank you to everyone who was in the live today, throwing in your comments. Always love it. I'll be back on Sunday for Guyana versus Barbados. Bowled him. Oh my God, bowled him. Look at this. I was trying to leave people and he's bowled him. Dayal's got 2 in 2. Who's he? Shakib's gone. Duck. I'm trying to get out of here. Pure madness is taking place as I'm trying to do my wrap-up chat. Dayal gets him. Guyana have gone for... What's going on? What's going on? Wait. We've gone... Is that wicket? Because Ruston... 3 wickets have gone for 4 runs. Mark Dayal's taken 2 in 2. And all of a sudden, Guyana at 85 for 3. Shakib's gone for his second golden duck. He went for a golden duck versus the Talawars as well. Mark Dayal, who's only supposed to be a part-timer, has taken out Gerbaz for 52. And now he's taken out Shakib for a duckers. This is why T20 is such an interesting game. It just changes quick. Guyana were racing away. Now it's 85 for 3. And in walks the next big thing, Shimron Hetmeyer. A lot's hanging on his shoulders here. Boy, I should probably stick around, but people, I've got to go. I'll see out the end of this over then. Because so much is happening, I might as well stick around for the end of the 9th. So 4 balls to go until the end of the 9th over. I tried to get out of here, but Guyana were like, now, watch this. We're going to fumble the bag. Stay watching and some stuff's going to happen. I told everyone to leave. Now I'm still here. So Dayal, 2 balls, 2 wickets, no runs. In walks Guyana Amazon Warriors captain, Shimron Hetmeyer. The Gerbaz wicket was foolishness, that's a done shot. Yeah, Vish, you're right. So Guyana do still have a lot of batting, but the problem is with that batting, so we're talking about Romario and Odin, you don't want them to come in with over 100 runs needed to get. You want them to come in where, and Hetty gets off the mark immediately. Jafar Royal, was that Russian? No wonder. Russian looking like he was running through treacle there. You want Odin and Romario to come in where it's like 60 needed off 30. You don't want them to come in where it's like 90 needed off 60. With respect to those two, they don't have the temperament to bat that long. Hetmeyer tucks that one fine. Dayal gets a line all wrong. And then Hetmeyer is able to tuck that fine off his pads for 4. So he moves to 6 off 2. 2 more balls to go. Guyana needs Hetmeyer and Hope now just need to bat for a while. They need to set this up for the final 5. So we're in the 9th over. 2 more balls of the 9th over. Hetmeyer and Hope still need to be batting by the time it gets to the 15th over, and then they assess the situation from there. I don't think Guyana can afford to lose another wicket before the 15th over, is my personal opinion. Tucked into the leg side by Hetty, 1 run. So 1 more ball, people, and I am actually going after this ball, unless the Royals do a madness. So 73 likes. If you are one of the 80 watching who hasn't yet pressed like, please do press like before I go. And thank you to anyone who's pressed the subscribe button. We are 3 subscribers away from 3,260, which is what I wanted for the live. So if you didn't press subscribe, Hope nearly chops onto his stumps in the final ball of that over, no run. So if you're one of the people who did not press subscribe for this episode, please do so. We wanted to get to 3,260 for this particular live stream. So do that before you go. If you can, press like before you go, if you can. And thank you as always, people, for jumping into another Caribbean Cricket Podcast watch along. My YouTube stats tell me that we're on 6.2K watched at some point during the course of this live. So thanks to everyone who got involved. See you all again soon. Like I say, I'm not doing Trinidad, Guyana because I've got family duties, so I won't be available to do that. But like I say, I'll be back for Trinidad versus Barbados on Sunday. But take care in the meantime, people. Watch the rest of the game. I'm over on Twitter, not on the Carib Cricket handle. We're still blocked or still in Twitter jail, but I'll be on my personal one. So those of you who know that, you can find me there. But catch you all soon, people. Peace as ever.
We rule the cricket world. Now the rules seem coming.
Welcome to the Caribbean Cricket Podcast, your one-stop shop for all things West Indies cricket. By the fans, for the fans.